Well, good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to our lunch hour program. My name is Edwin, and as always, it is a delight to have you join us. Now, as you know, the month of June is Men's Mental Health Month, and this is a month that is dedicated to raise awareness about the various mental health challenges that men face, and to help us better understand the psychology of manhood and how men can cope with mental health issues. On the set, I have with me Reverend Samuel Nganga Thandi. Now, Reverend Samuel Nganga serves with the Anglican Church of Kenya in the Diocese of Mount Kenya South. He is currently the resident chaplain at Bishop Kariuki Center in Wandige. He is also a consultant with Eden Consultancy. He also helps create mental health wellness curriculum for schools. Not to mention, he has a master's degree in counseling psychology. That is a very impressive resume. And one thing I know about our guest in our show today is that he has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to matters relating faith and psychology. Reverend Sam.
Yes.
Welcome to the Hour of Hope.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana.
I've never been here since I was born.
It's always a first time, isn't it? Eh?
Sure.
Because when you look at the Western nations, I don't know, I'm sure you've traveled or maybe you have a relative there.
Yes.
Their roles are interchanged because the economy there demands both of you work.
Correct.
Different shifts.
Oh, yeah.
So you find the man
Yes.
is left with the baby,
Correct.
tending the baby.
Yes.
Roles
They shift. They are shifts. Yes.
Roles that are traditionally reserved for women.
Correct.
You see, there's that interchange.
Yes.
So for us, what you're saying, from a cultural perspective, the way we've been nurtured,
Yes.
there have been a definition of roles.
Correct.
So in our Kenyan context, sometimes if you go to a man's house, you find him washing dishes, you might look down upon
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, when you make a liwa,
Yes.
So the nurture also defines, or the roles rather,
Yes.
what you're saying also
Yes.
defines our roles.
Oh, definitely. And what I would want to just to affirm, those roles are now changing.
Yeah.
The economy during our parents' time or our grandparents' time is not the economy now.
Absolutely.
The economy then did not dictate for women to work. The economy now
Dictates both of you must work.
So definitely you cannot be both at work and expect the woman to come at home and cook.
Absolutely.
You're both tired. Just like you're tired, she's also tired.
Absolutely.
So there's a division of roles. If there is no division of roles, then you assign those roles to someone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because both of you now are breadwinners.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And let me touch on that a little bit. So we have to adapt to the changing roles.
Oh, definitely.
We cannot be so stuck in
No.
that, my grandfather did
No.
You have to do this.
Oh, sure. There's a phrase or there's a saying that says, change. If you don't accept change will change you.
Yeah. Change is the only constant in life.
Oh, yes. Change.
Yeah.
If you don't accept change, it will change you.
Absolutely.
And we are living in a changing world.
Yeah.
It is as simple as the weather.
Yeah.
It is as simple as the weather. You wake up, you think it's going to be cold. In the afternoon, it's sunny.
Yeah.
So if you had a jacket in the morning and it is sunny in the afternoon, you look funny having it on and it's sunny.
True.
So it is time for you to remove it.
Off, yeah.
Take it off. The nature or the change dictates you need to remove your coat.
I love that.
So I would say people who are stuck on what you saw your father do and your mother do, you have not accepted change.
Absolutely.
You can't live in their time.
No.
You need to understand what times you're living.
True.
You need to understand your season. Even the word of God is very, very, very practical. It talks about you need to understand the season. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. There's a time to plant. There's a time for everything.
Absolutely.
So you need to understand what time are you in.
Yeah. The way I see it, or the way I would say it, although you said it very well.
Correct.
A decade ago, 20 years ago, the primary means of communicating was writing letters.
Correct.
Now we have email.
Oh, yes.
So if you're stuck
and WhatsApp.
Yeah. If you're stuck in writing letters, you become obsolete.
Oh, yes.
So you have to change with the time.
Definitely.
And understand that now, yes, roles, you're still the head of the family.
Correct.
From a faith perspective.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, your roles do not, it is required of you to adapt, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. And when you talk about you're the head of the family, we need to really know what that means. When you say a man, because biblically, or if you choose Christianity, the man, because you have got different faiths and they have got different teachings. Yeah. But if you choose to be a Christian, the man is the head of the home. And the head of the home means the one who's in charge of the vision, of the implementation of the vision of that home.
Yeah. 100%.
It's the implementation of the vision.
Yeah.
If your wife wants to become a doctor and right now she's a nurse, it is your work to see that that vision has been accomplished. Her vision has been accomplished.
Yeah.
If you are living in a rental home and your vision is to build a home, your work is to ensure that that vision
comes to pass. Yeah.
That is what it means to be the head of the home.
Yeah.
If you have children and you want them to go to school, it is your vision to see that they have gone to that school.
Absolutely.
It is your work to see that that has happened.
Absolutely.
So being in charge of what is happening in your home means you're the head.
I love that. Can we also say, like when Eve ate of the fruit, but when God gave to put them to account, He went to Adam.
Oh yes.
Though it is Eve who. So because you're in charge, you're the head, you are accountable to God. Is that right?
And the reason as to why God questioned Adam, God did not give rules to Eve.
He gave to Adam.
He gave the rules of the garden to Adam.
Absolutely.
And so the person who should have communicated those rules, I welcome you to the Garden of Eden, but there are rules in this garden.
Yeah.
Do not eat
of this particular fruit.
The owner of the garden, who is God, has said we should not eat from this tree.
Absolutely.
So when Eve took the fruit, it was not her fault. It was the man's fault. Being passive. Adam, the reason as to why we underwent the fall of man is passivity, not speaking out.
Yeah.
He did not speak out the rules.
Yeah.
So that's why even today, the reason as to why families they depart. And I'm a very good example. I was married in 2019. And in last year, 7th of August, 2023, we underwent a divorce. And I would want to first of all make this clear. The building of a home and the breaking of a home takes two people. It takes two people.
Yeah.
So I would want to speak forthrightly. If you think one is wrong and the other one is right, I want to correct that notion. Just like it takes two to tango.
Absolutely.
It takes two to tango.
Yes, sir.
And back to being the head of the home, there are some aspects that I saw and I was passive. Looking back, they say hindsight is the best sight.
Yeah.
Looking back, there are some things that I saw and I did not address them. There's some things and they are small things.
Yeah.
A mountain is built on very small fragments.
Yes,
and it becomes a mountain.
Yeah.
And so I would want to inform the young people or those who are in marriages, take note of every single change that takes place in your home.
Absolutely.
Every single change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take charge.
Yes, take charge and address every single change. It looks stupid.
Yeah.
It looks small.
Yeah.
But Mswahili alisema haba na haba
Ijaza kibaba.
Very nice.
So, wow, going on. This is very key, and I know you have seen it, you've heard it. We are raised as men, told not to express our emotions.
Oh yeah.
And how has that affected our mental health?
A great deal. The head of NIS, he died through suicide last week, right?
Yes.
Last week. He took a gun and shot himself to the head.
Yeah.
The late Professor Mugenda drove to Nyanyuki. He drove himself, checked himself into a hotel, and he threw himself off the hotel.
Yeah.
I've referred to people, who are educated.
Yeah. Very successful. People you admire.
Role models.
Role models, yeah.
But they got to a place where they could not seek for help.
Yes.
Can you imagine someone who is informed? They know about psychology. They can afford therapy.
Yeah.
But they did not take it as an option.
Yeah.
That's how serious it is.
I agree.
Even to the informed.
Yes. We've been programmed not to express our emotions.
Even to the informed.
Yeah.
So my worry is this. What about someone who's not informed? What about someone who cannot afford? To the government of Kenya, mental health, we're in a crisis.
Yeah.
We are in a crisis as a nation. To our president, we're in a crisis. Right now, the discussions on radio and TV, it's about the finance bill. We are getting into more, another level of crisis.
Yeah.
Mr. President, take care of the mental health status of this nation. Take care of the mental health of this nation. You might want to build the infrastructure, but you will build the infrastructure for a sick country. They will not enjoy the resources. They will not enjoy that vision that you're building if you don't put structures to address the mental needs of this country. All those big ambitions, they are doomed to fail. They are doomed to fail. And I speak this confidently because statistics has it right. And we are not in a good space.
Our mental health is true health. If your mental health is not where it's supposed to be, it doesn't matter who you are, what you have achieved, what you have accomplished.
No.
Yeah.
And now my concern is this, my host, Eddie. My concern is this. If accomplished men get to a place where they take their lives,
Yeah.
and they can afford therapy, but they did not go for it.
True.
How many people today can afford therapy?
Very few, not many.
How many people can afford therapy? I don't know if you've transitioned from NHIF to SHIF.
Not yet.
NHIF, people should receive mental health services under NHIF.
I agree.
People should receive mental wellness through NHIF.
It's a priority. Yeah.
It should be a priority. Just like you're prioritizing on cancer, mental health. It's an unseen.
It's a ticking time bomb.
It's a ticking time bomb. It's an unseen disease.
Yeah.
It's better to deal that which you can see.
Yeah.
But that which you don't know,
which is much more difficult.
oh yes.
And I think that's why you see also with men,
Yes.
there's a high rate of substance abuse.
Oh yeah.
Because again, that's how we self-medicate.
Sure.
We self-medicate with alcohol.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. We go for retrogressive behaviors.
Yeah.
We get accustomed to retrogressive behaviors.
Yes.
And one of the major retrogressive behavior that people are accustomed to, let me tell you how serious it is. Mombasa, the other day, they said they will not accept Muguka.
Yes. It was big in the
Cut.
news. Yes.
Did you see how people were crafty to get cut into Mombasa? Did you see the craftiness? You could see women. Wameibeba na tumbo, you'd think a woman is pregnant.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yes.
To smuggle it.
To smuggle it. That's how serious people need this drug to put their minds
to function,
to put their minds at a place of rest.
And a great majority of them are men who use.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And so the reason as to why we are dealing every now and then, even the deputy president, Honorable Rigathi, talked about dealing with illicit brews. Until when? Until when? Pouring alcohol is not solve the problem. Can you deal with the reason as to why they go to alcohol in the first place?
I like that, yeah.
Deal with why they go and consume those drugs in the first place. If you deal with that, then alcohol will not be a problem.
Deal with the root cause.
Deal with the root cause.
Yeah.
Whatever you're solving is short term. It's short term.
Yeah.
Deal with the root cause.
You know, it's interesting you should say that, Rev Sam, because I remember when I was growing up,
Yes.
our parents or our fathers or our Zs used only to consume alcohol on weekends, specific time. And then on Monday to Friday they are functional, they are working. Nowadays, Monday to Sunday, Gen Z, young people are the ones who are consuming this illicit brew. And this is the workforce of our nation. So if we do not deal with the root cause, we will lose a generation.
Let me tell you how bold it has become. How bold we profess that people should use drugs from Monday to Monday. Umesikia watu wakisema aluta. Aluta inamaanisha we go today, repeat the other day.
It is so sad.
So it has gotten to a place where people wakipatana wanaulizana twende aluta.
Oh my God.
Tupige sherehe mpaka kesho na kesho na because they want to numb their pain. They want to numb the reality. They don't want to face their issues. So what do you resort to?
Alcohol.
And back to our president. If these people can be able to access mental wellness, if we make it an agenda in this country, not an AOB, an agenda. People will build houses for themselves.
Absolutely.
Because they're taking all their money to alcohol.
Yes, they are.
That's why EABL is one of the number one tax. It is one of the highest taxpayers in this country.
It is.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It tells you that your people, it shows you where people take their money.
Yeah.
But if they are empowered to deal with their issues, we will talk about the industry of housing or the industry of planning. That's where the money is now, because people are busy building, people are busy doing things. Progressiveness. But now people are using retrogressive because it's the easiest way out.
It is.
It is the easiest way out.
And again, because men, we don't talk about our feelings, our emotions.
No.
We've been programmed that way, unfortunately. But I think there has to be a change. Definitely. We need to speak to this generation. The millennials and the Gen Z and also the Gen Alpha to let them know that talking about your issues as a man does not make you any less of a man.
Yes, I totally agree. Speaking about your issues, the question should be where?
Is there any safe space?
Correct.
So,
That's now a question that you should ask yourself. Do I have a safe space to speak about my issues?
And not be judged.
Oh yes.
And not be looked down upon.
So first of all, it starts with you. Are you a safe space? Before you look for one, are you one? Because you might be looking for one.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Correct.
Can you come to my office? We share.
Oh yes.
Let's leave the wall.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It starts with you. Am I a safe space?
Personally.
Such that if someone comes to me, they know that the information is safe with me.
Yes.
The issue as to why we don't have spaces is because we are not safe spaces to start with.
Whatever you tell me, I'll broadcast it. It will be on Twitter.
Oh, let me tell you.
It will be on.
And in this world where we transfer information very quickly, you might be seated with someone and you think you're speaking with them in confidence. But America simu yake records.
Absolutely, they're recording you.
They record you and they look for content. Siku hizi watu ni content producers. Hakuna mtu siku hizi hataki kufanya content.
True.
But you need to ask yourself, what kind of content are you putting out there? And how detrimental? It comes down to what you said. Am I my brothers and sisters keeper?
Because I've seen with social media, because it's very big with Gen Z Rev. Sometimes young people will go to great lengths to get content, even at the expense of exposing their friends. And taking their nudes and licking them. They don't understand the impact it has. On those people.
It is great. That impact is major. And so we will live in a very distrustful society. I can't trust you, and you can't trust me. And so when we live in such a space, because even before you go to a therapist, because if you come to my office, Edwin, I'll charge you per hour.
Absolutely.
I have a rate.
Yes, you do.
I have a rate card.
Yes.
But if you have a space where you can share Because one of the highest costs that people pay when they come for therapy is confidentiality.
Absolutely. Yes.
That is the one of the items that people pay for.
Yeah.
Is confidentiality. Because that is not easy to find.
It is hard to find.
It is not easy to find.
Yeah.
It is very hard to find.
Yeah.
And so let me make it personal. You need to ask yourself, I need to ask myself, am I a safe space that my friends can trust me with information?
Yeah.
And the feedback that you give them, if you don't know anything, say, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can just choose to listen and that's it.
In fact, a great part of therapy is listen.
Is listening.
Because we are so busy to find someone to listen to you.
Yes,
it's very hard.
And I think you can affirm to me, we don't give solutions.
No. We
probe your mind to find solutions.
Exactly.
We don't give solutions.
Yeah. Because the solution lies with
the individual.
We just help you realize what the solution is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Our work is to empower you to see that you have the solution within.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, I'm so excited because he's a wealth of knowledge, as you can hear.
Thank you.
We do not talk about our emotions.
No.
How do we get men to talk about our emotions? Is there a formula? Is there a way?
No, yeah, and I think we have addressed it. Men, as a man, you need to find a band of brothers.
Yeah.
You need to find a band or you need to form. Don't find, form one.
Form one.
Look for people who you can trust and make it very clear to them. Like-minded men.
Yeah.
And make it very clear to them. I would want you to be my friend. At times we assume friendships.
We do all the time.
You assume someone is your friend and they are not.
They are not.
You need to ask them, are you my friend? And then you tell them, I'm willing to be your friend.
Yes.
And these are the parameters of the friendship I would want us to build.
Yeah.
It needs to be defined.
It has to be.
It has to be defined.
Yeah.
And so as a man, form a band of brothers. You don't have to have many. Jesus had 3.
In the inner circle.
Yes. He had 3 out of the 12.
Yeah.
He had 3.
Matthew, James, and John?
Yeah. They were his best friends.
Yeah.
But Jesus himself had a band of brothers.
Yes.
Who are you to say that you can do life alone?
No man is an island.
You will die and we will bury you.
Absolutely.
You will die.
No man is an island. And that's why I think God made us relational.
Oh, yes.
Because after he had created Adam, Adam had charge over the animals, but they couldn't converse.
Correct.
So he said, I will make him someone they can. So the whole idea of a community,
yes,
or what Rabbi is saying, is have that band. You can talk, you can go deep, you can be naked and not ashamed.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it?
Oh, yes.
That band of brothers is an exclusive group. You can be naked and not ashamed.
Correct.
Because I know at the end of the day, no matter what I tell Rev Sam,
yes,
he won't think less of me.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it?
Oh, yes.
He still respect me.
Correct.
And all that. Yeah?
Correct.
So women have that.
Oh.
In the chamas.
Yesterday. And I want to welcome you to Bishop Karaoke Training Center.
Yeah.
It's a place where you can have trainings for your forums. And yesterday there was a training taking place for women. Women who come from different places, and they are groups of 2, 3, 4, 5. They came yesterday for training.
Yes.
So women form groups naturally because we both know they talk more than men.
Yes.
Men have got very few words.
Yes.
So women, the fact that they need to speak, definitely they engage more. They tend to speak out more that is within them, even to people who don't even matter.
Yeah.
But they find themselves speaking.
Yeah.
And so that is one of the reasons as to why women tend to have those groups.
Yeah.
And they're able to share. Statistics has it now that out of 10 people who die in Kenya, 6 are men.
Oh my God.
6 are men. 4 are women. And remember, the man, according to our cultural or our the boomers generation, men are the breadwinners, the main breadwinners in the boomer generation.
Yes, in the baby boomer generation.
In the boomer generation, very few boomers, a man and a woman, who are working.
True.
But in most boomers' families, and even in the other earlier generations, men were the breadwinners.
Yeah.
So you have worked so hard You hit 70 or you hit 60, then the time that you're supposed to sit down
and
enjoy, you leave it for others.
Dementia hits you.
How painful is that?
I know. It is so sad.
How useless was your hard work?
It is.
To you. To others, it will be beneficial.
Yeah.
But to you.
And do you know, let me tell you, Rev, what happens when we grow old as men?
Yes.
Our children, once they leave the nest,
yes.
Do you know who they gravitate towards to?
Yes.
Their mother.
Oh, yes.
So, the son that is in America will more likely call the mom.
Yes.
Invite the mom over.
Oh, yes.
But you them say.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
It's because children are more emotionally connected to their mothers.
Yeah. It's
fathers, you need to choose to be vulnerable emotionally.
Talk to your children.
Yes, tell them mambo ni magumu. Mwambie mambo ni mazuri.
Yeah.
Tell them napitia kitu fulani.
Yeah.
You know, relate with them as human beings, and one aspect that men tend to close off is emotional. And that is why children will be quick to relate with their mothers, because they connect with them emotionally.
Easy.
Do you know there are some fathers you cannot tell if they're happy?
You can't.
You can't tell.
They have the same face throughout.
They have the same face. You're like, what is wrong with you?
I remember when we were growing up.
Yeah.
If the father stepped into the living room,
yes.
we all scattered.
Scatter.
Just scattered.
Oh, it's like the devil has walked in.
Yeah.
You're a source of the people leaving instead of people coming together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's some fathers that men you need to relate emotionally.
We need to.
Yeah.
And what I was about to say is the reason why women don't have as much mental health issues, because to them talking is therapy. Like what you mentioned in the meeting, they spend the whole day in this place.
Oh yes.
Talking, laughing, making fun.
Yes.
And that is therapy for them.
Correct.
When they go to the salon.
Oh yeah.
That's therapy.
Oh yeah.
But for us, when I meet Rev Sam, what's up, sir? What's the program for the day?
Yes.
We are very technical.
Oh yeah, very technical. We are very transactional.
Very transactional.
Yeah. Like, if I need something from my dad, if I need money, you know, it's transactional. There's no relational.
I love that.
There's no relationship. It's transactional. Give me this, give me that. I want to do this, I want to do that. You become human doings and not human beings.
Oh, that's powerful. That's awesome.
Whatever, like fathers are known to be human doings.
They're not human.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What needs to be done?
Yeah.
But not human being.
Yeah.
You're not present.
Yeah. Your body is there, but you're not present.
You're not present. If your child is crying, you're not present. You don't want to relate with that emotion.
Go to your mom.
You don't want to relate with that emotion.
Yeah.
Even the question is, what are you doing to yourself?
I agree.
So we need to transition. We need to have a balance of human doing and human beings.
Wow.
And human beings should be more than human doings.
So we should nurture our sons in that way you're saying, because we are nurtured different.
Oh yeah.
So as we should nurture them, we should show them we are human beings, not transactional beings.
You need to tell them, like for example, you need to be comfortable to tell your children, I am broke. Sina pesa.
Yeah. It doesn't make
does not make you any less
of a man,
because they know when you have, you provide, you make things happen.
Yeah.
They need to understand life is seasonal.
I love that.
What are you showing your kids? You want to tell them you never become broke?
That's not realistic.
When they become broke, do you think that child will have an easy time?
They'll think there's something wrong
with them. They think something is wrong with them because they've never seen their father broke.
So we should show our sons and daughters
the reality
and the scars we've been through.
The reality of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's not bring up our children in cocoons that will be broken. Najua wanasema ati asiyefunzwa na mamaye atafunzwa na ulimwengu.
Yeah.
There are some things that your parents avoid to teach their children. And when they are taught with the world, or they're taught by the world, it becomes detrimental.
And someone said, experience is a harsh teacher.
Oh, it is.
They can learn through instruction.
Oh, yes.
There's some things you don't have.
Yes.
Because experience is a harsh teacher.
Correct.
Oh, this whole topic about mental health is so huge. You can't even delve into the heart of it.
You have not even started. This is the introduction.
This is the introduction.
Oh, yes. Then they need to tune next time when
I know we have to have part 2.
Oh, yes. We need to have part 2 and part 3 and part 4.
So depression
Yeah.
is characterized by persistent feelings of sadness coupled with a loss of interest in the things you used to do. That's the definition of depression.
Yes.
How can you tell as a man that you are depressed?
So one, if you cannot, one, it starts with the small things.
Yeah.
Very small.
Yeah.
If you used to take a bath twice a day, now you're taking once, that's a sign.
Whoa.
If you used to wake up at 4 a.m.,
No,
now you're waking up at 6,
that's a red flag.
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
If you used to get to work in time, now you're getting there late.
It's a red flag.
If you have increased your meals, you're eating more.
Wow.
There are people who eat more.
Yeah.
Or you're not eating.
It can go either way.
It can get people are different.
Yeah.
It's either if you're eating more, if you're eating less, that's a flag.
Because food is comfort food.
Oh yes.
When you're depressed, there's some people who do that. They eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are people who stress eat, and there are people who don't eat at all.
Yeah.
So if you don't eat, that's a flag.
Yeah.
If you're eating more, if you're gaining weight, that's a
red
flag. It starts with a small. We call them vegetative functions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So usually we look for the big signs.
No.
But it starts with the small.
Oh, the small. If your communication, if you talk to your wife in the morning and the evening, now you're talking once.
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
If you're easily irritable.
Something is wrong.
Yeah. So anything that changes you from what is your default setting.
Oh yes.
Is a red flag.
It is.
It is a
that
red
needs
flag.
to be addressed.
Absolutely.
And the more you let it build up, now it leads to depression.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so many men are depressed, and the statistics you give us are crazy.
Yes.
I mean, listen to what Men's Mental Health UK said.
Yes.
Society says men should be strong and not talk about their struggles, but research clearly shows that suicide rates for men are dramatically higher than women. Again, because we don't talk about our struggles. What you've just mentioned.
Yes.
We are not vulnerable.
No, we are not.
We want to show the bravado,
macho man.
Because we were raised in the era where we watch these movies of strong men.
Oh yes, Tarzan.
Yeah. Commando situation.
Yeah, and it's called WWC. Yeah. WWE.
All of that.
Yes.
So that's our definition of man. So, but really, in reality, that's not what a man is.
No, that's just the physique.
That's just the physique.
Just the physique. Are you just your body?
No, of course not.
I'm
a spirit and soul as well.
Yeah, you're a spirit. You are emotional. We have got a couple of facets. You have got physical.
Yeah.
You have got spiritual.
Yeah.
You have got emotional.
Yeah.
We have got what is the other one? Social.
Yes.
You have got financial.
Yeah.
You have got intellectual.
Yeah.
You have got so many facets.
So many facets. Yeah.
So many facets.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, are they balanced? You are spending 1 hour in the gym. Then tell us how many hours you're using in therapy to exercise your mind. Are you using 10 hours in class to work on your intellect? Then you need to tell us how much time you're using to socialize with others. So you need to try as much as you can to balance these facets. We have got a religious aspect.
Yeah.
So if you have got a physical, you're playing football for 2 hours, 3 hours, tell us about your spiritual aspect, your spiritual facet.
Yeah.
How strong is it? And all this is a balance of time. The more time you spend in each facet, the stronger that facet is.
The healthier you are.
No, the stronger that facet is. If you spend 3 hours in the gym, and you spend 30 minutes working on your spirituality, which is stronger.
There's an imbalance, physical.
Correct. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So we should take cues from women in the sense of them having the ability to easily talk about their issues.
That we could borrow that.
Yeah.
But for men, you can't cry before your children. It's not normal for men to cry before your children, but you can. You're not told not to. It's not a taboo. It is a sign of strength.
Yeah.
It makes you a human being. The act of crying makes you a human being.
Of course.
But definitely you'd be better crying in the sitting of your band of brothers.
Absolutely. Because if you cry again in front of your family in a crisis, they're like, if you're looking up to you,
correct.
That
does not mean they cannot see that you can cry.
Yeah.
Let them know the ability that you get to such spaces.
Yeah.
But definitely, there is another space where you can now again break down, and you're not judged, and you're encouraged. Move on.
It's hard to be a man.
It is hard. It is tough. But through God's grace, let's learn from Christ.
Yeah.
If there is one man who dealt with a lot of mental crisis, was Christ.
Absolutely.
Every day, he had to deal with rejection from the most elite people in the society.
Yeah.
He was called stupid. He was called foolish. He was even named a thief.
He was.
He was crucified among them. So his dignity as a man was stripped off.
Of course.
He did not even, Jesus Christ got to a place he could not carry his own cross.
Yeah.
He asked for help.
He did. Agreed. And you know, when they stripped him of his clothes, his dignity was
gone.
Because everybody saw him.
It was gone.
Yeah.
But guess what? He had a band of a brother who never left him, and that was God.
Yeah.
God was his band.
Through thick and thin.
He was there.
Yeah.
He made sure he dignified him, even in the most undignified state.
I love that.
Look for brothers who will not talk you down.
Who will not wound you when you're down.
People who will not take knives and make your wound even bigger.
Yeah.
You need to have men who will be quick to attend to those wounds. People who will be quick to dignify you.
Yeah.
You tell them you're weak, they tell you you can be strong.
You can get up again.
You tell them you're fallen, they tell you you can stand. You tell them you have lost your business, they tell you you have got more within you.
Yes.
To all the men, let's learn lessons from Christ.
Absolutely.
He is an ideal that we all look up to.
Absolutely.
And guess what? He had mental needs that needed to be addressed. Among his disciples, he had 3 who would stand by him physically. But in the spiritual world, he had God who stood with him.
Yeah.
And so, find your footing in God. Find your footing in a spiritual being.
Absolutely.
Because not everything you can be able to tell your band of brothers.
Yeah.
So who do you tell everything?
The Heavenly Father.
Tell them to God. I don't care if you call him Allah. I don't care if you call him Buddha. I don't care. In Christianity, we call him God. Relate with that God, that supreme being. Find a relationship. And then find physical a band of brothers that you can share with.
Oh my word. I mean, I told you he has a wealth of knowledge. He's very strong in faith, strong in psychology. What a way to end the show. And by the way, this is the preface. We've not even delved into the heart of the matter. Again, Rev Sam, thank you so much for gracing our show.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
And I'm sure this is not the last time we'll have you.
Oh, definitely not.
Listen, our viewers, this is the Hour of Hope, a show that comes to you every Tuesday and every Thursday between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. This whole month is Mental Health Awareness Month for men. So if you have a man in your life, encourage him, show some love, take care of him. Let a brother know you have his back. But until then, we want to tell you we love you. We are praying for you. Good afternoon and God bless you.